once Article 1, as Brother Justice Khanna said, says India shall be a union of states, and that includes the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Transfer of sovereignty was complete. Therefore, we can't really read the Article 370 Constitution as somehow a document which retains some element of sovereignty in Jammu and Kashmir.
The first part is with regard to unionist, the making of laws, very true. The state legislature, my state legislature gets more laws. I will show that exactly the same position. It has more laws, more power as compared to in relation to other states in India. And why in relation to other states of India? As I said earlier, I raised one argument yesterday. I said they merged. When they merged, it is the Constitution of India which gave power to these state legislatures. It was open. I would go to the extent of saying it was open for the Union of India not to give any power. It could have made it totally unitary because they had merged. They had no personality of their own. Their statehood was lost with the merger. But government of the Constituent Assembly of India still agreed that under list 2 they will have the powers. That's the theory of separation of powers now, with different views of this honorable court, whether they are administrative in character, whether they are political in character. We're not going to that question. But with regard to Jammu and Kashmir, it was, as I said, concurrence. On my concurrence, he could do that. So I would give concurrence, they would make law. I would give concurrence, they would make law. This position would continue. Under D, position is the same. I would give concurrence, they would agree for constitutional provisions with or without modification. This power is there. Doesn't it come to your lordship's mind that when this Article 370 was enacted by the Constituent Assembly, did they proceed on an assumption? This is what I'm important to say. Did they proceed on an assumption that this Constituent Assembly of the state of Jammu and Kashmir will recommend to the Union of India to do away with 370 so that it completely integrates? It could not have otherwise because of the instrument of.
I have some reservation on the use of the word completely integrates. Integration has taken place in terms of Article 1.
Integration, I said complete integration.
No, probably what clause 3 says is Articles 370, which is a special provision, can be abrogated, can be modified, and or made applicable with exceptions. That's all. Integration is, as far as Article 1 is concerned, is complete.
Can we divorce it from the context? We're going simpliciter as on today. In 2023, it's easy to say so, sir, with respects that it simply says we can get rid of this Article 370 because it is flexible in terms of one part of clause 3. That's what my lords are saying. But it has a context. I'm more on the context. I can divorce it from the context in order to appreciate and understand it.
Anyway, please continue.
In that context.
You understood.
It cannot be done. Of course, if you divorce it from the context, then of course, just like your lordship is saying that this is temporary. Why are my lords saying it is temporary? Because Part 21 says it styles itself as temporary, transient, and special provisions. Therefore, it is temporary. Why did you put it in Part 21? The marginal note of Article 370 says it is temporary. So therefore, on these two facts, my lord saying this is temporary.
Mr. Shah,
yes.
One thing which was very clear is that there was no conditional surrender of sovereignty to the Dominion of India. The surrender of sovereignty was absolutely complete.
Yes.
And once the sovereignty was unquestionably and fully vested with the Dominion of India, then the only restraints which would apply would be on the power of Parliament to enact legislation, so on and so forth. A few restrictions which remained, which were also then, as we have seen, subsequently modified. And in fact, in the Constitution Application Order of 1972, which is CO 93, which we'll find at Volume 3, page 52, the very interesting provision which comes in 1972. In 72, Article 248 was amended in relation to its application to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And 248 was substituted, which provides for residuary powers of legislation in respect of all other states. 248 reads with entry 97. Now it says Parliament has exclusive power to make any law with respect to prevention of activities directed towards disclaiming, questioning, or disrupting the sovereignty and territorial integrity of India. Therefore, the order of 1972 makes it now beyond the pale of doubt that sovereignty vested exclusively in India, and therefore no vestige of sovereignty was retained post the instrument of accession.
May I submit to Lords of this?
Is it correct that Article 248 now applies, 248 as it is applicable to the state of Jammu and Kashmir immediately before 5th of August 2019, contains an absolutely clear and unequivocal acceptance of the sovereignty of India?